Welcome to today's Java Break with Basis. Today we present the benefits of the better B-commerce. My name is Paul Yeomans. I will be joined today by Lawrence Guinea, our Senior Account Manager, and Lawrence will be demonstrating the B-commerce in action. We will be demonstrating our order entry application, which we call B-commerce, and its needs-driven evolution over the years, which is perhaps not unlike the experiences you have with your clients. Using B-commerce as the example, you will see how Basis is the first to use our own tools and technology enhancements and those deployment choices that they provide us on our own business applications. Our business apps have been heavily modified, heavily customized over the years to meet our specialized requirements, much like your clients. And yet, using our own simple, integrated tools, we've continuously improved and modernized them. We will see how business needs change and technology changes both serve as the drivers to move apps forward. First, an overview of what we'll be presenting. We'll be setting the scene. Like I mentioned, we'll be walking through our B-commerce evolution, starting approximately in the year 2000 up to the current, and that involves not only changes in features and function, but also the deployment evolution, which I think you'll have some interest in. We'll explore our current B-commerce, where it is today, and then Lawrence will be demonstrating what B-commerce can do for you on a self-serve basis 24/7. We'll follow that up with a quick summary of what we've covered, and then we'll take your questions and answers. As in all Java breaks, I would invite you to type in your questions as they come to you into the chat window, and we'll address them at the end of the session. Let's get started. Back in 2000, Basis's sales and customer service areas used an order processing app that we developed with vPro 5 using GUI Builder and Res Builder, which interfaced with add-on software at the back end. Here's what that early system looked like, with a Pro 5 data server, the application being written in vPro 5 and delivered to FAT clients in our sales and customer service offices. When BBJ1 was ready in the fall of 2000, we elected to transition the GUI app to BBJ, wanting to showcase the latest version of BBX to our clients. This conversion provided an example of a vPro 5 GUI app to BUI conversion for our partners. Here we are showing the BBJ database management system and our BBJ app running in CUI or GUI and delivering to both dumb terminals and thin clients using terminal emulation. Again, this is all internal. After the conversion to BBJ, we felt the need to empower our partners with 24/7 access by making BCom available to them for ordering product, paying invoices, accessing serial number and license information, as well as the corresponding end-user data. In November of 2000, we made BCom available online, deploying the app as a thin client. And here's what that deployment architecture looked like. The BBJ DBMS, BBJ GUI order entry app delivering to both internal thin clients and to thin clients over the internet, both of those connections requiring JREs. The BCom application has steadily grown over the years as we added new features and functions to address the currency needs of our European affiliate and to accommodate the changes we've made to the partner program. Responding to suggestions from our partners, Basis converted its BCom to a BUI app in June of 2010. Prior to this move, BCom was available only via WebStart and the Java Network Launching Protocol. Use of the JNLP version in BCom required that the client machine have the current version of the JVM. Additionally, our partners needed the ability to access BCom from anywhere. The solution was to create a web app to deliver the same function as our existing desktop app. Creating that app left us facing the challenge of learning Web 2.0, JavaScript, learning still more HTML or AJAX, all in order to rewrite a BCom app from scratch, like most of our clients have done. Instead, we chose to leverage our own technology enhancements to move from vPro 5 or BBJ to a web app, thereby using the same code base of the same app. Our current parallel deployment is either thin client or on the web, and we will demonstrate what that looks like in BCom a little bit later. BBJ includes a built-in web server called Jetty Server, which is an open-source, pre-configured, pre-set-up utility to deploy apps across the internet. So our web deployment was made possible using a utility we had already built into the BBJ product, and it will work for you as well. The next deployment advancement was to eliminate thin client requirements and have our order entry app run cross-platform and cross-browser. This was called a browser user interface that we developed and called BUI. BBJ is the basis interpreter that we use to create CUI Java and GUI Java. And we added a third leg to now use the Google Web Toolkit called GWT for GUI JavaScript. That GUI JavaScript is what we refer to as BUI. The real win here is for the developer who wrote using mnemonics 10 years ago, and we are now delivering GUI in JavaScript with BUI. Pure Java apps require a rewrite in order to use GWT to deliver a web app. An example of this is Basis's own Enterprise Manager, written in pure Java, which at the present time cannot run in a browser. We would need to rewrite the Java controls to manifest the GWT in order to run in a browser. Similarly, if you are using Java GUI components such as JTable in your app, it will not run in BUI. A little more about the Google Web Toolkit, or GWT. Google found that writing web apps was very difficult, and so they developed the Google Web Toolkit. And here's what they had to say. Writing web apps today is a tedious and error-prone process. Developers can spend 90% of their time working around browser quirks. In addition, building, reusing, and maintaining large JavaScript codebases and AJAX components can be difficult and fragile. GWT eases this burden by allowing developers to quickly build and maintain complex yet highly performant JavaScript front-end applications in the Java programming language. This is significant for Basis since our BBJ language is written in Java. But unlike Java programmers who would need to rewrite their apps in order to employ GWT, BBJ developers don't need to do a thing. Basis employs GWT at the interpreter level, freeing you to focus on your client's business needs. BUI allows us to bring BBJ to the web while eliminating the need for a JRE on the client machine. Writing in BBJ is easier than writing a web page. You access Basis and third-party RDBMS data as usual. Databound Control make filling out forms a snap. It's easy to deliver flexible validation without writing client-side JavaScript. And you can do all this with a familiar language with its extensive syntax capabilities. It provides far better error handling, and you can leverage any existing code and libraries that you have in your current application. All in all, it's AJAX without the pain. Basis uses add-on software as its corporate accounting solution. Basis wanted to leverage the new functionality of add-on software by Barista without changing our AR due to its extensive customization. An example of our customization would be how we handle inventory, for instance. Though we do not have inventory per se, we do track unique serial numbers, and we do track software maintenance contracts and their expiration dates. I'm sure you can think of the specialized requirements of some of your customers as well. There are touch points between the accounting modules, but just how would we deal with these old and new touch points? The answer is that we employed BBJ triggers to allow us to facilitate operating in both the new add-on software and our heavily customized legacy add-on software. The use of triggers allows us to write to the new version without the customized code knowing that anything at all has changed. BCom also uses triggers to bridge old and new technology. Let's have a look at the current BCommerce app. The current BCommerce app that Basis offers is accessible at poweredbybbj.com. It's available via the JNLP. That connection requires a JRE on the client. In June of 2010, we converted to a BUI application. This requires no JRE. It deploys on the thinnest of thin clients, what we call the wafer-thin client, runs on mobile devices, and it's accessible from anywhere on any device, be that the end user's site on the end user's hardware. Here's some of the functions that you can perform on BCom. You can generate new licenses, modify existing licenses, view transaction and registration history, view open invoices, process payments on those open invoices, maintain end-user information by license, and produce quotes. In the realm of generating new licenses, you can choose whether those licenses are permanent or rental. The product configuration is quite simple to use, and we'll be demonstrating that shortly. The SAM plan date can be adjusted, and within the application, it shows the list price and the cost. We also use a shopping cart, which can maintain multiple orders that can be released by purchase order number. In the realm of modifying existing licenses, you can do the following functions. You can process an upgrade, add users, You can renew a rental license, and of course you can renew SAM coverage. Let's kick it over to Lawrence, and he's going to show us how to renew SAM coverage, and this will be demonstrated in the buoy version.
Thanks, Paul. By default, when poweredbybbj.com comes up, buoy BCom will launch. I'm going to go ahead and use buoy BCom, so I'll enter my customer number as well as my customer password for BCom. And I'm going to go ahead and click Login. And then from the main menu, you click on Add Users Upgrade. After typing in your serial number, you click on View this serial number. If you're unsure of your serial number, you can click Scan Licenses to identify the serial number you're looking for. This screen will show the serial number information, including the number of users, whether it is an active license, your authorization number, your basis product, your platform, revision, and so forth. In the right-hand side is the SAM information. So you can see that currently our SAM goes until April 30th of 2011. To renew the SAM, simply click on Renew. A pop-up window will come up. You can then choose the date for which you'd like the SAM to expire. In this case, I'm going to take the default of April 29th of 2012. I will now enter a purchase order number and then click my Add to Cart button. My shopping cart comes up and my item's now ready to check out. I confirm the serial numbers for the recipients that I wish to have receive the order confirmation. I then click on Next. I'm now ready to finalize my order. I confirm my subtotal, any tax, my purchase order number, and so they know who purchased the order. I'm going to enter my name. I've completed the order, and I now return to my shopping cart.
Thank you, Lawrence. The next process that he will demonstrate is processing a payment against an invoice.
To process a payment against an invoice, again, I'm now in the main screen. I click Account Information. From the Account Information screen, I click on Invoices. My Invoices screen now comes up, and I can see any open invoices. Currently, there's one open invoice, and I can confirm that it is the information that I want to process. I click Add. It is now a selected invoice. I can now select from my credit cards. The credit card information now comes up. I'm ready to process the payment against the open invoice. After clicking the Process Now, it asks me to confirm that I do want to charge this amount of money to my credit card. Indeed, I do. So I'll click the Yes button. I'm now prompted to confirm the billing address of my credit card, the postcode, as well as a 3-digit security code, or in some cases the 4-digit security code. I click Save. And I confirm that a transaction has been completed. That invoice has now been paid. I'm now ready to exit to return to the main screen.
We will now show the thin client version of BCommerce delivered via WebStart's JNLP file. In this portion, we'll be demonstrating the transaction history lookup and the license history. Lawrence?
Again, here we are at poweredbybbj.com, but this time I'm going to launch the JNLP version of buoy BCom. This is the one that does require having a JVM on the client desktop. I'm going to click English to launch the English version of BCom. Now that my JNLP version has come up, again, I enter my customer number along with my password, and I click the Login button. From the main menu, We're now going to click on Add Users Upgrade. Enter the serial number that I wish to view for the license history. Click View the serial number. Again, there's my serial number information. I'm now going to click on View History. From the View History serial number screen, I can see the serial number, the item code, a description of the license, and down below I have two tabs: Transaction History, showing the most recent transactions on this license, including today's SAM renewal. I can also click on the License History tab and see when this license has been registered, the machines that have been registered to, the host ID, the authorization, and the user count. Once I'm done viewing the license history, I can simply click on the Previous button to return to the license information screen. I can now return to main.
The final function we're going to demonstrate is maintaining end-user information, and that end-user information can indeed be maintained at the license level.
The final thing I'd like to show you today is how to track end-user information. We've received many requests from our customers to be able to track their end-user information by a particular serial number or serial numbers. With BCommerce, you can do this. To go to the end-user information screen, click on the Account Information button from the main menu. Once you're in the Account Information screen, click the End-User Data button. Once the End-User Data screen comes up, you can now enter in new customer information, or if you've already entered in that customer information, you can click on the drop-down box, scroll until you find the particular customer you're looking for, and that end-user information will come up. You can modify any information if it's changed, but for now what we're going to do is we're simply going to select some serial numbers that belong to this customer that have not yet been linked to that customer. So I select the serial number by clicking on it. I now click the arrow button to move it to my end user serial numbers, and there's one other serial number that I wish to link with that end user. I highlight it, click the arrow button, and I'm now ready to save this information. I click the Save button, and I'm now returned to a blank screen. I can now enter in other company information or proceed with another end user. Another nice feature of the end user information is I'm able to track and find a end user information by the serial number. To do so, I come up to the Find Serial Number information, enter in the serial number for the customer that I'm looking for, click the Find button, and the end user information for that serial number is displayed. As you can see, this is a very useful feature to help you keep track of your end users and their corresponding serial numbers.
In summary, today, with using BCommerce as the example, we saw how Basis uses our own technology enhancements and deployment choices to evolve our own business applications. We've reviewed some of the current BCom functionality and how you can better use this tool. Along the way, we showed how taking some rather simple steps forward with Basis technology can deliver a wealth of integrated modern features and function to your existing vPro 5 or BBJ applications. The message here is to leverage the Basis technology shortcuts, as we ourselves have done, to move your app development forward. Before we move on to your questions, let's see what the next Java break topic is. If you've ever wondered if you can run your complex GUI code in BBJ without changing it, or if you can move in steps to take advantage of BBJ's great functionality, the answers are all yes you can. On December 15th, we'll be presenting the Mix and Match Pro 5 and BBJ session. I would invite you to join us at the same time, in 2 weeks, same place, right here. And now let's address your questions.